Fire style. Everlasting boy.
Yo, what's good, y'all? I'm back with a very quick tutorial. Okay, this is gonna be rough around the edges. I'm gonna assume you know basic stuff. This might be outdated by tomorrow, so I'm not gonna waste no time doing no extra stuff. We're just gonna get into it. First of all, you want to download Epic Games Launcher. Okay, go to the Epic website, download top right, save as, and set it up. I already did it, so I don't need to do it again. Once you have that installed, open up Epic Games Launcher. It's gonna open you up on the Unreal Engine column or tab or whatever. You want to go to the library tab up here and then click this plus sign. You're probably not going to see these two things right here. Just click the plus sign. It's going to give you this little gray box. Click the drop down and look for 4.26.2. Now, as you can see, I already have that. Yeah, so once you find it, press the install button, let it install. Probably going to take like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. Once that's done installing, you're going to hit the launch button. Okay, let the joint load up, and boom, you're going to see this screen. Now go to games, next, blank, next. Make sure this says blueprint, maximum quality, ray trace disabled, no starter content, desktop console. Okay, down here you're going to pick a folder. So let me just click on the little three dots. I'm gonna make a new one right quick. SB test. Okay, that's gonna be my folder, SB test. My project name, you want to make that SB. Okay, I'm not sure if you can use a different name. I'm not even gonna speculate. Just do SB and create project. Alright, now once you're in here, look at the bottom right middle ish. You're gonna see a view options tab. Open it up, make sure show localized content is checkmarked. Okay, now go to edit preferences, experimental, and then allow chunk ID assignments. Make sure that is checked on. We can X this out. Go to edit again, project settings, go to packaging, and then checkmark use pack file, checkmark use IO store, and checkmark generate chunks. Okay, now up at the top in the search bar, go to, let's see, cook. Alright, yeah, the first result, cook everything in a project content directory. Make sure that is checked on. And then one more thing, type additional asset directories to cook. Click the little plus sign and type L10N. Okay, that's all you got to do. And then we can X this out. Now for the time being, we are done in here, so we can go ahead and minimize Unreal Engine. The next step that you want to do is go ahead and download SoundKit SB. Okay, yeah, don't gotta be this version. Maybe by the time you get here, we're gonna be on version 3.0, whatever. Just make sure you go to the SoundKit page, and then over here releases, that's where you're gonna see it. So SoundKit SB.zip, save as. I'm gonna put it in my little folder, Stellar Blade. I'm gonna just drop it here, and boom. What we're gonna do next is right click it, go to extract all or 7-zip. If you have that, I'm gonna do extract all because that's the default. Yeah, we're gonna let this cook, and boom. Go ahead and close that. I can delete this too. Don't need it more. Don't need it no more. Alright, now you can click inside of the SoundKit SB folder. Click inside of this. You ain't gotta worry about that unless you really want to read it. First of all, I have an instructions.json right here. So this is just gonna tell you how to run the script and give you warnings or how to troubleshoot if stuff goes wrong. You can read that if you want to. I'm making a video so you don't have to read it. Now, if you do not see .bat, .ps1 or .json, go to Google and type in how to view file extensions and just follow the directions, whether you're on Windows 10, Windows 11, whatever. Yeah, the next step is to double click this .bat file. Okay, and what should happen is you see this black pop-up window and a bunch of folders start to generate. Okay, if you double click the bat file and this thing like popped up and then disappeared real quick, you probably need to unrestrict your execution policy. Okay, so guess what we're gonna do? Go to Google and how to change execution policy. All right, and then just follow the instructions, and you want to have it unrestricted. If you want to change it back, I mean, you can always do that, but yeah. So once everything is working like it's supposed to be, like I said, you're gonna have this black box. The next step is to go to Steam, right click the demo, manage, browse local files. All right, minimize that. We're gonna go to SB, content, packs, oops, no, just content. All right, and then back in the sound kit folder, gonna go to extras, ignore this folder, packs, and we're gonna drag the game, the whole pack folder, just drag the whole thing in there. Might be a little faster than this. I'm transferring across a drive but I got that Samsung SSD, so you know it's lickety split. So once that's in there, you're going to click back in the black box, press 0, because the 0 option is to extract UASset UEXP files from game data. Do this first, okay? All caps, do this first, okay? So press the 0 and then hit enter. I had to do it twice. I had to do it 3 times. I don't know, shit. But yeah, we're gonna let this rock. For me, it took a minute, but I got a 7800 X3D, so your mileage may vary. Alright, now what should have happened here is you see successfully extracted, successfully deleted 3 times, and then you may now move the packs folder out of here and back into your games folder. Now because I copied it across a drive, I could just go ahead and delete this. But if you did this on the same drive, you see this one's the D drive, this one's the E drive. If you did all this on the D drive, make sure you drag it back over. Forgot to mention that every time there is a game update, you're going to want to do this process again. So if there's a update or whatever and more content is added or something like that, drag the packs folder out of your game folder into the tool, hit the 0 option, let it cook, and then drag it back. Right now we're just doing this for the demo, but obviously when the full game comes out, I'm going to drag the whole packs folder back into the tool, hit the 0, let it cook, and then drag it back. Okay, unless you want to copy it over for some reason. Anyways, bro, moving on. So at this point, you have the base game files extracted, and you can see this folder right here, 0 base game files will be here. We click in there and we can see these 2 folders. Now I know you experienced folks was gonna get the asking, oh, why didn't you just use fmodel to extract the files? Look, at the time I'm re-recording this video, fmodel does not extract all audio files properly. Alright, it's about 10, 15, maybe 20% of the audio that fmodel just cannot extract at all. Alright, so we gotta do it this way if we want to get our hands on everything. Alright, I'm gonna try to get through this quick because I do not have the time. So in the sound folder, this is where you're gonna find all the sound effects. Okay, footsteps, explosions, rocks falling, doors opening, raindrops, monsters monstering. This is where you're gonna find all that stuff. Okay, what you're also gonna find in here is the default language voice acting. Okay, and the default language for Stellar Blade is Korean. Okay, Hangugo. You're gonna find all of that in here. All right, in the L10N folder is where you're gonna find all the other language voice acting. Okay, so Deutsch, why am I struggling with English? Deutsch, English, Espanol, Francais, Italiano, Nihongo. I don't know how to say Portuguese, but yeah, Brazilian Portuguese, and Chongwen. So all those are going to be in the L10 folder. There's not going to be any sound effects in here. It's just the voice acting. From this point, you're going to go into these. I mean, at this, literally just pick anything. I mean, you can preview some stuff in fmodel, I guess, if you have it. But if you don't, just pick a folder that you think is what you think it is. So action, okay, dialogue, action voice, Eve. Action voice, that sounds like a voice she makes when she's doing some kind of action. Okay, VO Eve attack. I'm gonna assume, you know, that's some kind of attack sound, okay? So we can't listen to these uasset and uxp files directly. Actually, I could add another 0 option that would extract all the files and convert them to wave, like all in one go, so you don't have to do it separately. The reason I didn't do that this time is because I know some of y'all are on you know, budget computers and you ain't got a lot of storage, and wave files take up a lot of space, so that's why I didn't do it this time. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna add that in the next update for people that want it. So what we gotta do is just copy them, however many we want. Copy. My mouse is, oh my goodness, my mouse on this last leg. Copy it. Go to put your custom files here, and then paste it. Now, I'm gonna leave that there for a second, and I'm gonna go back to the base games file thingy-majigam. So let's say remember I said that the sound folder is the default language, so Korean. Let's say I also want to change some of her English voice lines. So I'm going to go English, sound, dialogue, action voice, Eve. And it's pretty much going to be the same files here, just the English version. Now the difference between grabbing the Korean files and grabbing the English files is that when I go to put your custom files here, the Korean, I could just drop it right in this folder. However, the English, I have to put it in this place language specific files inside of here folder. Okay, so I click inside of here, I go to English, and I drop them in here. All right, whatever language you do that's not Korean, it has to go in one of these folders. All right, I'm back out. So these are the files I want to listen to find out, you know, if it's what I want to replace or not. Cool. We're gonna go back to the black box, press enter, go back to the main menu, and then you see it says convert uasset uxp files to waves. That's what we want to do, because right now we have uasset and uexps and we can't listen to them, so we need to convert them to a file format that we can listen to, which are waves. All right, so that's option number 2. Let me go ahead and press 2 on the keyboard and then press enter, and then we go, you see the little instructions, please place your uasset blah blah blah. We already did that, so we're just gonna press enter again, and we're gonna let it cook. Oh yeah, my fault. Hey, so listen. When you grab 2 files, there's always going to be a uasset and a uexp. You want to grab both of them every time. You see this one at the bottom, it's only the uasset, there's no uexp pair. I forgot to grab the other one. So yeah, make sure you always grab them in pairs. All right, so yeah, so that's why those 2 are missing. Now after it's done, you should see a x2 converted wave files are here folder. All right, it's plain English, bruh. Converted wave files are here. I don't know how much plainer I can make it, but yeah, so it's gonna be in the exact same structure that we had before. So remember, I dropped the Korean files right in there, and then I dropped the English files in the English folder. It's gonna be just like that. Now we can actually click on it and listen to what it is. All right, bingo. Okay, that's the English. It sounds like her attack files. Cool. Damn, what a Korean a lot louder out. They over there screaming and shit. But yeah, so you get the idea how to change a uasset into a wave file. I think it's simple enough. If you don't feel like doing this piece by piece, you can literally grab the whole sound folder. All right, copy that joint, paste it in here, and then hit the same number 2 option again. It's gonna take a minute, but it's gonna convert all that stuff into wave files. I'm pretty sure that's what I did, not in this folder because it's just the one I made for the video, but in my main work folder I just converted everything at once so I could have it on hand, lickety split. But anyways, so let's say you found you grabbed your custom file off the internet or whatever. Okay, trying to play it. There you go. Okay, fire. All right, and I want to replace, you know, this attack sound from her. Actually, let me go back to the wave folder just for clarity. All right, let me click on it. Okay, let's say I want to replace that with the Fox Up B. So I'm going to copy the name of the original file and I'm going to paste it onto my custom file. All right, so now they have the same name. All right, now I'm going to back out and go to the put your custom files here folder. I'm going to delete all this because I don't really need it. Delete those. I'm going to delete the English stuff too because I ain't going to be using that. And I don't want it to get in the way of the rest of the stuff. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to bring it here. Now, if you are familiar with Unreal Engine at all, you know that when you make a project, you have to copy the folder structure. So remember, we got that we got the Korean clips out the sound folder. Matter of fact, let me see if I can like, what the what? Why did it go all the way over there? Yeah, see, this is the worst video of all time. But yeah, so it was in the sound folder, so we just made the sound folder. And then it was in, what was it? Dialogue. So we had to make a dialogue folder. Dialogue, you get the idea. Then you got to make a action voice folder, a E folder, and then that's where you're gonna drop your stuff in Unreal Engine. Well, I didn't feel like making all the damn folders, so took a little shortcut. All right, so I drop my file in here, and then I go back to the black box, press enter, and then you see at number 1 it says organize your files into their correct folders. You just do press 1, press enter, and it's gonna do it for you. Okay, processing complete. One file created in new organized files are here. So let me go to new organized files are here, and boom, sound, dialogue, action voice, Eve, and fire. Okay, and guess what we could do with that? We can go back to Unreal Engine. Let me back out a bit, and we can just back out of here too, and we can just drag that sound folder into here. All right, let me just click on content again, because every time you drag something in, it's gonna like go to the sound file. I don't know why. I think that's just an Unreal Engine 4 thing, because I didn't see that on Unreal Engine 5, but whatever. So sound, dialogue, action voice, you see we just dragged that folder over and then brought the folder with it. Eve, and then boom. That was loud, but yeah. So at this point, let's say matter of fact, no, let me grab all my stuff that I had pre-prepared for the video. Okay, so I found a bunch of files that I want to replace. I replaced them. Now I'm gonna put them in, let me yeah, replace that. I'm gonna put them in this one put your custom files here folder. All right, now I'm going to go back to the script, press continue, and just do the number 1 option one more time. And it's gonna put everything into the right spot. You see 78 files created. I'll go over here, sound, character, dialogue. You see all the folders are already filled out. The script did it for me. Okay, so open Unreal Engine back up, go back to content. You pretty much want to be in the content folder when you start dragging stuff in, and then drag the sound over there, and boom, it dragged everything in. Now what I'm gonna do is click on content again. I always want to be like on the top directory unless I have the sound folder and the L10 in folder. Matter of fact, I'm gonna explain it too much. Just make sure that you drag the sound folder into here, or drag the L10 folder into there if you got that one. Now what I do is I type wave into the search bar. Let me full screen this right quick, and it'll pretty much give me the results of every single wave file that I have in here. So I click one, and then I press Control A to select everything. All right, and then I right click one of them, doesn't matter, go to Asset Actions, and then Assign to Chunk. Okay, now from here you pick any number that is not 0. So I'm gonna do 199. Okay, press OK, and then you see this little asterisk in the bottom left of everything. That means they're not saved yet. So you got to go to Save All right here. All right, save selected, and boom, the asterisk is gone. That means they're all saved. At this point, you can go ahead and package your mod. So go to File, Package Project, Windows, and then it's gonna select the folder that you made, you know, in the beginning when you made the project. It's gonna select that folder. Just press Select Folder and let it package. You're gonna see this little notification on the bottom right. Might take a minute, might be fast, I don't know. See, mine was pretty quick. Okay, now click Show Output Log. Unless you know where you unless you remember where you put your project, this is the easy way to get it back. Okay, where it says copying non-UFS files to staging directory, this is the directory where your package files are at. So go ahead and copy that. Is it not? Oh yeah, it's not. Yeah, okay. So go ahead and copy that whole thing. Copy. Go ahead, X this out, minimize. In the URL, just paste it, press enter, and boom, it's gonna take you right there. Now you can just follow the same path you took, SB, content, packs, and boom, right there. Yeah, so SB content packs is the same directory that we had when we opened up Steam and went to manage files. So it should look familiar. Obviously it's not the exact same path. It's not like the real game files. This is just the Unreal Projects version of that path. But anyways, you remember you assigned the chunks and it was 199. Boom, you got your 3 199 packs, files right here. So these are your mod files. All right, you copy that, and then we go back to Steam, right click, manage, browse local files, SB, content, packs. All right, now in here you want to create a mods folder. So first you need to put a tilde, which is like the little squiggly line top left of your keyboard, and then mods. Click inside of there and paste those 3 files. Now you have to rename this to where there is an underscore and a P at the end. Now I got Marvel Rivals PTSD, so I'm gonna add a 999999. You don't have to do this for now. I highly suggest it because, long story short, if an update comes out and you just have an underscore P, it could get overwritten by the update files and your mod could not work. So best practice, just add 1, 2, or 3 nines and then an underscore P at the end. Okay, boom. By the way, I selected all of these and I pressed F2 to edit all of them at the same time. So neat little trick. And I mean, hey, you ready to go at this point. So boot the game up. All right, we are in the game and let's see if it took effect. It definitely did. Now obviously I just put some quick BS on to show you that it works. You can get as creative as you want to. I ain't really got the time for that right now. I just need to make this tool. Alright, so you pretty much get the gist of how to make an audio mod. Let me just show you some small stuff and then I can end this damn video. It's been going on too long, I can already tell. So I'm going to copy some language files and I'm going to put them in a different language folder. Instead of the default where I would put the Korean files, I'm going to put those in the Deutsch file. Alright, I backed out too far, let me go back in. Now I would press enter and then hit the 1 to organize the files again. Press enter, boom, it's gonna organize it. So now I have the L10N folder, and that's the folder that contains the language dialogue. So DE, German, sound, dialogue, action, Eve, and boom, there goes my files. Now just like with the sound folder, when you go to Unreal Engine, you're just gonna drag this L10 in there and it's gonna automatically, you know, import the files. So now DE, sound, dialogue, action, Eve, and then all of those things. Control A to select them all. Right click, asset actions, assign a chunk. Let's call this one 97. All right. and then we save it, and then we can go ahead and package like we did before, yada yada yada. All right, now if you want to silence something, let's say you don't want to hear, you know, I was about to say Tobi. You don't want to hear Eve talking, you don't want to hear her action sounds, but you still want to hear, you know, her subtitle stuff, or, you know, her cutscene stuff. You could grab that action folder and then go to the 100 extra stuff is in here. All right, one of them says silent stuff is in here. You go to that one, put files to make silent here. All right, bet. We're gonna do that. Just paste them here, and we're gonna go to the black window, press enter, and then you see option 102, create silent versions of your files. We're gonna type 102, hit enter. It's gonna give us the instructions. We already did that, so we're gonna hit enter again. Gonna process for a second. Bada boom, bada bing. So processing complete. 368 files created in the B your new silent files are here folder. It's right here. B your new silent files are here. It's going to be organized already. Let's go ahead and listen to one of them. Practically no audio. It's not completely silent, but it's real quiet. Okay, so you pretty much ain't gonna hear her no more. Same thing you did last time. Drag the sound folder into Unreal Engine, give it the chunk ID, package, boom, you're done. Now let's say let me grab the same thing. Let's say you hear a sound but you don't know when it plays. This is when you would make a test file. Now you would paste that same folder in there. Let's go back to the black box and do option 103 to make a test file. See the instructions, we already did that. Press enter. Let it cook for a little bit. That's weird. They went back to the main menu. Whatever. Alright, so sound, dialogue, action voice, blah blah blah. Let's click on one of these.
13.
13.
15.
15. Now if you right click and add title to the little sorting thingamajigam, you'll pretty much see what number the file is what number the file is going to play. So this one says 21.
21.
Alright, cool. So what this is useful for is, like I said, if you hear a sound but you don't know when it's played, you're going to replace it with one of these numbers. That way whenever the sound comes up in game, you're going to hear that 21 or, you know, that 13, you know, stuff like that. That's how I pretty much figured out all the stuff that I know right now, is by doing this stupid testing over and over and over again. Also, you can only replace 1,000 files at a time. Let me see how many I put in here actually. I think it's 1,000. Yeah, so you can only replace 1,000 files at a time. Obviously you could just put 1,000 files in the folder, process it, take it out, and then put the next 1,000 in. But then you're gonna have, you know, two sounds that say 21, and then you gotta decide which one is which. But yeah, I think that's about it really. Actually, I want to say this too. So when you're choosing an option like organized files, and you get your, you know, organized file folder, the next time you do it, it's gonna delete this folder and then make a new one. So if you still have files in here that you want to keep, make sure you take them out, put them somewhere else before you do number one again. I believe that's the case for 1, 2, 102, and 103 as well. So just make sure, you know, if you do the process, take the files out and then put them somewhere else before you, you know, try to do the option again. You can look at this setup read first thing if you want to. It just got the link to the Discord, the link to the Wiki, the link to Binka deck, which I actually don't need here because it's included, but yeah. And then you can see in the information tab, you press A. I mean, you see it, bro. Info about option 0, option 1, option 2, blah 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 blah. Click on that and it'll take you to this little, you know, small informational section that I made, so you can get a gist of how to use the stuff or what it's used for. Press enter, And yeah, bro, if you got $1, hey, slide that my way, bro. Hit the PayPal. But yeah, that's about it. Quick, rough video. Like I said, I expect this tool to be outdated within the week, so I ain't really want to make no intricate, beautiful video with the highest quality audio for y'all. All right, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, hit the Discord. Maybe I help you out. All right, peace. Oh, actually, one last thing. I'm gonna include all the sounds that I found already in this audio list.md file. So you just click on that, and it's gonna pretty much tell you. You see BGM Sys Title 1. That's the title screen. You know, OST. BG System Training Room. That's the training room soundtrack. All right. And then the VO attacks. That's like a large sword attack, so triangle button if you're on PlayStation. The S is for small sword attacks, so the square button. And then like some specifics, so like landing with the sword. I said sword. Landing with the sword unsheathed, but you haven't hit an enemy yet. This is such a particular sound. It's so dumb, bro. But yeah, you get the idea. Third large sword attack. So in the combo, you know, you have your first large sword attack, second, and then the third. Okay, so that's how that's laid out. I should have put swing at the end of these. Oh no, this is the voice. Yeah. So for the sound effects, I have swing, because it's the sound of like the sword swinging, like the whoosh. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of stuff is in here. Pick it apart however you need to. I made it an MD because of GitHub, but normally I look at stuff in JSON, because when I open it up, it has the colors. Woo, colors, yeah. Makes it a little bit better on the eyes than all that plain white. But yeah, make sure y'all check out the wiki. Actually, I'm gonna have all these links in the description. But yeah, we're gonna be filling this out with more and more information as time goes. I thought about logging the audio here like I did for Marvel Rivals, but I don't know, bro. I'm lazy. Like, it's taking me enough to do this damn video and this is not the most high quality video either. But yeah, check out the wiki. You know, you can find other stuff, or you know, just I guess a written version of this video. I'm gonna probably put that in here in due time. We're still waiting on so many updates, bro. F model, U asset, you know, all those tools to get updated so we can streamline the workflow. But yeah, let me cut this off right now. I gotta go to sleep. Damn.
Perfect.